you know, I had given up any hope of skating probably 20 years ago. My name's Scott Foss. I'm 49 years old. I'm a custodian for Santa Cruz School District, and I'm a skater. My earliest memory of skating, I was 4 years old in the garage of my parents' house. It was 1968. My brother was surfing at the time, and he had some of his surf buddies over, and we had a couple skateboards. I remember seeing them riding. They were trying to roll out of the garage and onto the driveway, and there was a gap there. So they couldn't make it over. They'd hit the gap and they'd stop and they'd go flying off. And I thought, well, if I could do that, you know, I'm a big kid. When they left, I got on the board and I started trying it. It took me a little while, and then I realized I had to hit it at an angle. And then once I rolled over it, then you were on the driveway, was a whole nother world, because now you're gaining speed on your own. As soon as I found one. Yeah, I skated ditches in 74 and 5. In like December of 76, in the springtime we found our first pool, and once I found that, it was over. My first sponsor was Team Ratchet. That was just me and Bob Dinneweth and the boys. We had our own little group in our neighborhood. And then I got picked up by Santa Cruz right after Winchester opened. Judy Oyama got me on. But I was also skating for D-Skates. That was Bob Dinneweth's little company. I skated Santa Cruz until I went down for my first contest down in LA at Big O, and that's when I met Stacy Peralta, and the rest is history. It was right around late 81, I think. Long story short, skating had become a job. And I didn't start skating, I didn't enjoy skating because of that. I skated purely out of passion, and when it became that, it was just repetition. You know, you were obligated to skateboard. And as soon as I had to do something, especially being that age, good luck. I wasn't gonna do it. So I wasn't even into making money. You know, I didn't know about reality of working and shit. I was just all about, I wanna do what I wanna do. And I had a passion for skating, and then when it became a job, I lost the passion, and I just, you know, I didn't want to waste Stacy and the rest of the guys' time because it was such a rad situation. September of 2011. Well, you know what happened was, about a week or so before that, maybe, I had gone to the skate park. The first time I'd been to a skate park since 1981. And when I saw the terrain and the finishes and stuff, I was just, at first I was really bummed. Because I was just like, of course, you know, now that I'm old and can't skate anymore, now they make the stuff we dreamed of. And then I started talking to some of the old skater friends of mine, and they said, no, you can skate. And I said, really? Yeah, all right, whatever. I went for it. When I saw the park, I started mind skating, and then I just went, oh shit. I'm like, that means I want to skate. I just went there on a lark. My buddy was going there. I'm like, I'll kill time, whatever. Yeah, I was totally in the past. And then I saw it and I realized I wanted to skate. At that point I thought, well, I can't skate. And then shortly thereafter, my friends straightened me out. Sometimes I get a little off on a tangent. I lose my mind. Till I'm dead. Yeah, at least. At least probably skate after that if my plans work out. It has totally transformed my life as an adult. When you spend so much of your life just kind of existing, whether it's at a job or whatever, you know, even if you like your job, you know, you just sit there too long or whatever, there's just so much of your life spent doing things that you're just obligated to do and you really don't want to do. When you skate, you're just alive because you're focused, you know, and you're risking everything. And the older you get, the more significant you just have this realization from the perspective you have after you get older, just how significant those kind of things are. I'm getting the same joy from skating now that I got before I even skated for Powell, back when it was an adventure, because it is again, because every day is an adventure. Like today, we're doing hand plants. It's an adventure. And when you do it, you get the same joy, but it's for a little different reasons, because you realize, fucking A, you know, I just did that. A fucking rat day. I just made a hand plant right there for the first time on vert in over 30 years. I was trying them the last couple sessions here, and I was having varying degrees of success, but I didn't make any. And my last session 2 days ago, I ate shit really hard and crushed my shoulder and elbow into the ground, and I didn't even think I'd be skating by now. And came out today, I was struggling, and Cav over there said he was going to throw down a 20 spot, and Griff sweetened it up with a 10 spot. I don't know what happened. I just went in and everything clicked and I made it.
If you land this one, I'll give you 20 bucks. Wow. 20 bucks right now. Land this one for some money. Well, this is going to have a little mini wrap there. Okay.
10 bucks.
Oh!
Like I said, you know, I really... Never the rat.
Yeah! Money talks!
Did you really just make me I was lucky I missed it, bro.
Dude, the first hand plant on Burton.
Fucking rad.
32 years.
Are you kidding me?
Well, now last one I made was probably, yeah, about 81. Hey, brother. I guess you know how badly I need 20 bucks.
Hey, believe me, I've won a lot.
All right. Waters and peanut butter sandwiches on me. It was an awesome, this is one of the greatest days of my life. That's why I skate, dude. Because there's things like that you can't buy. You can't buy that. You can't go out and smoke that. You can't inject that in your arm. You can't pay somebody to do that for you. You do it and you feel it. And you know, conquer. It's almost like a new baby. That was the new baby today you saw. Bouncing baby hand plant. Well, back in the day, I never got hurt much. I would always hit my head. That's what I did. I specialized in concussions. But my worst beef ever was at Winchester. You see those roll-ins I was doing earlier? When people started doing backside roll-ins, I'm like, I gotta learn those. So I learned them one morning at Winchester. And I was super stoked because I was rolling out of the face wall and I kept rolling around and herring. And then finally I made one. I went for it and made it, and I was super stoked. So all day long I was doing them. Till that night, it was getting dark and I was super tired. And I went for one. I don't know what happened because I got knocked the fuck out. Well, I was actually knocked out, but I was still moving. But I hung up and I dove 10 feet into the bowl straight onto my forehead and just knocked myself silly. I almost died. I almost died that night at the doctor. I hadn't done a roll-in until last week. Yeah, I decided to stop wearing a dress and fucking man up. Because that's all about that moment of commitment. Rolling in is just about, it's nothing except for that split second of going over the coping.
Yeah.
And then that's it. No, not at all. The only thing that stopped me was losing the joy. Like I say, losing the passion for it. I started skating, September of 2011. In October, I took a trip down to Venice with Cab, and he was doing this Sega Generations thing in the vert ramp. And I went to skate the park next door, and I went for my first backside air in over 30 years. I still don't know what happened, but somewhere along the line, I was upside down, and then I splatted a flat bottom. I snapped both my wrists. So that was my worst one yet. Since then, I separated my ribs a few times. I tore a rib muscle pretty bad. Crunched my shoulder. Nothing much more than that.
What has skateboarding come to mean to you personally?
You know, that's actually kind of a multifaceted thing, but I think what it boils down to is that it's just, it's as personal a form of self-expression as you can have, because you can't do it unless you're 100% focused, so you're into it when you're skating. And you're just relating to the ground you're rolling across, every inch of it, so you're like in a symbiosis with what you're doing. And then you're putting your own twist on it. So style and everything kind of goes with what you're doing. To me, I think it's just a fulfilling form of self-expression. I think that's what it boils down to. Because you do what you do, how you do it, and nobody else does. You can do the same move as somebody, but it's totally different. You know, you can do it and have a totally different style. And you can do it way faster, way slower than somebody. So there's things that people do the same, but nobody skates the same. So I think it's why a lot of artists and stuff were skaters, because it is a total form of putting yourself into what you're doing. Because you can't fake it. You try to fake it, and you know what happens. You're done. You're broken.
You're skating with guys that you skated with, you know, like Cab when you were teenagers, and other guys, Keith Meeks and the local Northern California skaters. Like, what's that like, being close to 50 years old and hanging out with guys that Bob Ike and those guys, and hanging out with guys that you literally grew up together, grew up on the same street or in the same neighborhood and all that kind of stuff, and then to be an adult and continue to do this thing.
Well, see, you just hit on, so you gave me goosebumps right there, because you just hit on the second half of it. You get older, the joy of skating right now is that the appreciation I have for being able to do it and doing it and just having fun and feeling that expression. But the second half of that equation is the brotherhood, because that is what's been everything to me. You know, I went through most of my life with crappy friends that just like to shit on you and try to hold you down. If you have a good day, they want to remind you why you shouldn't be happy, that kind of crap. And I get back into this, like I say, that's why I started skating, because I suddenly got on the computer for the first time, and I started conversing with like Jim Gray and other old skaters, guys that I used to skate with in the day, that kind of, you know, psyched me out. Yeah, dude, you can do it totally, man. We want you to skate, you know? And then when I started skating again, it was just the love and the brother. I didn't expect it. Last thing I expected most of the guys to be, oh, you, yeah. Like people like I bailed on them or something. That's totally what I expected, if anything. And the respect and the love and the stoke that you get, you appreciate it because you know that these guys know what you're doing. People that don't know what you're doing, like civilians come up and they're all blown away. Yeah, they're blown away, but they really don't know what's going into it, what it takes, what the risk is, how much work it takes. The brotherhood, the love I get from my buddy Cab and the guys I've met since skating in, Jason and Mike Griffin, these guys are, if everybody in the world was a skater, we wouldn't have the problems we have, put it that way. Because these guys know what it's like to go out and lay it in the line and then go home and do the mundane things that everybody else thinks is life, you know. I go shopping when I'm not skating. Shopping isn't my life. Most people, shopping is what they wait to get off work to do. It's like, you don't get it. If you go out and you live, then everything else falls into place. But that's the raddest part, like I say. You can have the raddest pro down to the earliest grom skating the same terrain at the same time.
There's no other sport like it.
You'll never see a kid go out and play a pickup game on a court and Kobe will be there and Shaq or, you know, whatever. Golfing, you know. You'll never even step foot on the courses that pro golfers play. If you do, they'll arrest you.
Foss, Hedges, Caballero.
Kids skating, the young kids. I had a kid skating today that was this tall.
Ooh, like the loudest fucking.
You know that kid? This tall. He was dropping in and skating, the raddest thing I've seen in my whole life.
And
The ball looked like it was 30 foot deep. But that's the cool thing, because then you go, man, this is fucking real. You know, this is anti-golf. Golf is elitism personified. Segregation, just separation. No, these are elite. Okay, we make billions off of these people. Don't get near them. You know, if you ran on the course there, they'd shoot you. You come here, it's like you're right there, and it's never going to be different. So it's real.
Help a lot, I think.
I don't like fake bullshit.